Hello, everybody. I'm just now noticing just how scruffy I look. I'm going to have to clean up tomorrow. Welcome to another auction, a small and unexpected auction, but an auction nonetheless. And let's see, we're not even going to do a full Excel sheet for this. We're going to just hop into our favorite Microsoft Word and get some things ready. I got some new threads, work shirt here with the new updated logo on it. Who stole Kyle's hair? Did you auction that? Yeah, I got like a colic going on. It's in that awkward state where I kind of feel like maybe I even cut it again in the horizon. I don't know. My luscious locks. Stella says, Daddy, I'm not sure what the crowns indicate. Oh, top fans. I see. Charlie Bug is number one, apparently. That's interesting. So here we are. We're ready to get some isopods from husbandry today. I'm about 2/5 done. I'm not sure. I don't think we're going to do this again the rest of the week. But yeah, I'm surprised by that too, Austin. Charlie says, expose you for being a yapper. Who else is here? Tennyson, Sierra Bird, Double Z, Courtney. Hello. I should do my typical post of bidding begins. Bidding begins. Here we go. Yeah, new drip DLC. I'm trying out some new materials and stuff to not get chafed while I'm working, while also having a good, reliable work shirt. So, Joseph Tavir's here. Stella says, "Expose my name. How dare you?" As if it wasn't confusing enough, everybody already calling you Stella. All right. Let's get right into it. We got what species in your logo? Eublabrus distanti is what's in my logo. Let's get right into this. We got 20 isopods here. Got some good stuff. I actually have, I think, 10-ish things that I haven't put up before. Finally, some colonies I've gotten over the last half year are getting going, so I can really start to sell out of them. So this if everything continues as planned, this October Bugapalooza is going to be titanic. I think last time was it 300 or 400 items. I'm going to really try to get to 600 this upcoming time. Really go crazy if I can. But anyways, let's get started with some things. We have 40 Porcelio in Canis, starting bid of $1. And everybody make sure you read the rules. I'm trying to get all this shipped out tomorrow, actually. So wonder if we can find some pictures. There's a mix of all kinds of stuff here. The more general appeal and the just sort of more niche. Somebody's calling this species in Canis. Some people seem to have it labeled as in Canis. All right, good enough. All right, thank you, Photo Gallery. Photo Gallery is here, everybody. Our Photo Gallery bot is here. Our bot, not bot. Let's go ahead and we'll put an X here for that in Canis. And I'll just give it a couple of seconds. Stella's, I'll probably gobble these up, maybe. We'll see. All right, going once. Going twice. Sold to Stella's. All right, easy peasy. Easy peasy. All right, we are 1/20th done. I'm curious how many people will trickle in whilst we're doing this. Okay, next up we have betrayal. I'm barely participating. I only certain things I need. Hilarious. All right, 20 Cubaris species penguin. Who knows what these actually are? This is what I got them as. But they're up for grabs now. Maybe they're $5 billion somewhere else. Actually, let's have some fun. Let's look up what these go for right now. Charlie says, I've got to get all my critters out of my house for a bit for duct sealing next Friday. All right, species penguin. Tropical isopods, they're sold out of them, not available. This Exuvium site has them, but overseas. So I don't know what to tell you guys. It doesn't seem. Morph Market, 20 of them for about $40, it looks like. I don't know, guys. If you had an inkling for them, here they are. All right, here's an X for the species penguins. I think they look very similar to Panda Kings, or Pak Chongs, but there's just something a little different about them. I don't know. Your guess is as good as mine with something like this. All right, going once, going twice, sold. To looks like double Z, but could be Stella's. Double Z with a winning bid of 21. 21, double Z. Congrats, double Z. I really should just start putting 2 Z's on your wins and not writing out all of the whole thing. All right, we have 30 Armadillidium maculatum yellow, starting bid of $1. These came from Brandon Maines. I imagine he acquired them early on to them being in the States because they're very consistent. There's some individuals that have a lot more yellow and some that have less, but even the less yellow individuals are very good compared to the stock I was seeing at shows about 2 years ago. Barnacle says, how are you doing? I need to do the same soon. I don't know what to do. Maybe rent a storage unit. Something about duct sealing, needing a storage unit or something for bugs. I don't have a plan for that here personally. Phil D is very interested in these. All right, we'll put an X. Phil D coming out of the woodwork for the yellow maculatum. It's good stock too. Again, it wasn't labeled as yellow zebra, wasn't as anything else. It was just called yellow. And they are consistent. They aren't like those weird blotchy ones that come out of the high white Dalmatian and whatnot lines either. Okay, going once. Going twice. Sold. To Beetle Pixel for the winning bid of 72. Out of nowhere. You were one of the last people I expected to see here today. Winning bid of 72 to Beetle Pixel. Also, a reminder, I have the 48 hours to contact me, but I would appreciate if you guys really got on it sooner than that tonight because I want to get these out tomorrow. So, 27, 2025. All right. Slap that on the desktop just so I don't accidentally fat finger out of this. Okay, here's another new thing. We have 20 Venezillo species tank, starting bid of $1. Again, I'm cracking into some of the cultures I got going within the last 6-ish months. Somebody said Beetle Pixel jump scare. I second that. Also appreciate if you guys like the stream. You don't have to, but you can. Photo gallery posting a picture of these guys. These were from I think these are from Stella's. Was a swap or a throw isopods at me in the winter sort of thing. I like them. There's quite a few things that kind of look like this that are going around, and it's a little overwhelming at times. All these similarly looking isopods, but I didn't get to the Filipinadillo. I really wanted to do a group of those. Maybe we'll end up doing something tomorrow or Friday. I have no idea. I gotta work less though. That's something I know for sure. Here's an X for the Venezillo species tank. If you want them, get them. Who knows? They may disappear from existence as people lose interest, and then everybody will want them 5 years from now. All right, going once. Going twice. Sold. To Paco E. Seis with a winning bid of 16. Paco E. Seis, winning bid of 16. Okay. Anybody who's been following my Instagram, you'll know that these were coming. We have 15 Cubaris species amber firefly, starting bid of $1. I posted a video of my enclosure with them today on my Instagram. If you haven't checked it out, maybe get on my Instagram. I've been trying to post something every day all week, something nifty, something trying to work some more enclosure visuals into things too. Some of my combo enclosures I've been experimenting with, trying to sort of get people interested in those. Charlie says, I should follow your Instagram. I keep seeing it and then forgetting to follow. Tennyson, not true Venezuela, but cool. Tennyson, do we know what they are? Is there a better label I should put on them? Because that's what I received them as. But if you know what they are, please let me know and I will update the label. Because it's a wild west around these parts right now. Here's an X for the amber fireflies. This is stock from Ty Randall or Carlos. Let me double check on that. Pretty sure it's Ty stock, but they also both get them from the same place. Seem to swap with some consistency. I think I got them in 2024. Talked about them with a couple of people way back then. Interesting. There's something from 2019. Not sure what that was. Yeah, pretty sure it's from Ty Randall. That says, I can only really say family for now, but if you could send me some wet specimens, I could get them sent with some other species later this year. That could be arranged. All right, going once on the amber fireflies. Going twice. Sold. To Phil Dresty with a winning bid of 83. Phil D. Phil D, 83. I really like these. They've been pretty easy for me. Phil got a steal. Yeah. All right, I'm going to use this, Tennyson. You can correct me. I believe the last time we talked, the Shiro Utsuris are Nasodillo archangelii. But if that's changed, let me know. Shiro Utsuri, starting bid $1. Let me know if this has changed. If it has, I will repent and change the label. But yes, these are the Shiros, which is not a locality. It is just a Dalmatian form of, I believe it's still archangelii. Tennyson will correct me if it's not. So, fun thing coming up next. Fun stuff. Lots of fun stuff. Hope you guys we're excited to see we do a little auction here. We have a little fun on this Wednesday night. Can't be without fun, that's for sure. All right, going once on the Shiros. Going twice. Sold. To Stellas with a winning bid of 32. I didn't know you needed these Stellas. 32 to Stellas. I wrote one name on them. There we go. We're getting some consistency. All right. Good. All right. Good. I didn't really want them. All right. 15. Here's a good one. Again, there's a mix of all kinds of stuff in here. 15 Armadillo tuberculatus. Starting bid of $1. I appreciate that, Phil. But, even if you're helping me out, you're still getting some nifty bugs that may come in handy one day for you. You never know when the desire may strike for a new bug, and then you realize you already have a new bug. It's the one you forgot about. Jay Stevers says, Stella, why did you lie to all of us? It's tactical deception. Tennyson says, you're safe this time, Kyle. This time. Regarding the Shiros. Again, this beautiful picture of the tuberculatus by our photo gallery here. These guys keep trucking along, and they are larger than you think they are. They are like anisatum size at max. People don't sleep on these usually. I'm expecting, yeah, there it is. There things are starting to pick up a little bit. Yeah, Charlie trying to incite a mob against Stella's. Let's put an X here and let's see if anybody's going to get that supreme deal on these tuberculosis boys. Let's see what's going to happen here. All right. Going once on the armadillo tuberculatus. Going twice. Sold. To Beetle Pixel, was that the correct bid? It's going to be Beetle Pixel, but I want to double check and make sure. That feels like it could have been a fat finger. No, I fat fingered it. Do you wish to concede to Stella's? Wah, wah, Beetle Pixel. That's your first fat finger, I think. All right. Stella's with a winning bid of 45. Winning bid of 45. Stella's really getting lots of isopods tonight, I'm noticing. It's funny when there's things that I've gotten from you that you then get back. All right, here we go. We'll cool off for a second here. I'm good. Okay, I'm going to chill now. He says 30. Porcelio echinatus starting bid of $1. Just got these guys not too long ago. I like them. They're like more scabrous scaber, if you can believe that. Charlie says, trying to like how big these get. My autograph can change it to tuberculosis. Title says only the essentials. Tennyson says, oh yeah, do you know if there's anything iffy around wet specimens? Sending them to Germany, not sure if there's any issues there. Something I ran into recently is Fish and Wildlife seems to be getting on stuff. So just keep an eye out for that. You may be forced into the permitting process for even outbound bugs. Technically, they have jurisdiction over that. It's something I'm waiting on my import-export license, some final stuff to go through with it. It looks like it's going to go through, but still need that to actually do it. So just be aware that could happen even with dead stock. Oh, that's a lovely picture from Photo Gallery. Here's an X with the Porcelio echinatus, the echinaceous Porcelios. All right, going once. Going twice. Sold. To Beetle Pixel with a winning bid of 18 for the echinatus. There's Beetle Pixel. Back on top with a winning bid of 18 to the infamous Beetle Pixel of Beetles. Okay. All right, we have 15 Cubaris species amber, starting bid of $1 for the ambers. These are guys that are doing pretty well for me right now. Says I'll get it if I need it because I'll likely try to send more specimens next year. Well, that's the other thing is you have to renew it every year, so just be aware of that if that ends up happening. So might not happen. I shipped a lot of boxes for a very long time with full customs, etc. information on them. gigantic boxes, never had a problem. And then I had a box go out to Canada with all the proper permits and whatnot, except for the Fish and Wildlife one. And they raised an issue with this small box that had like 15 bugs in it. So the game warden checking boxes now. Yeah, that do sometimes it do be like that. This is a quiet response for these ambers, fellas, ladies and gents. Here's an X for them, for the species ambers. See if that gets you riled up here. And we have, how many have left? 7, 11. We're about halfway done, everybody. There's still some good stuff waiting. Okay. Going once on the species ambers. Going twice. Sold. To Phil D with a winning bid of 42. Phil got a good deal on these guys. Crazy. This would have been nuts a couple of years ago, but alas, we live in different times. $42 to Phil D. Okay. A reminder, everybody, to refresh your stream, refresh your Discord so that everything's synced better. All right, I know somebody who might like these, but they're going up for everybody. We have 20 Cubaris species Pak Chong albino, starting bid of $1. These are just whiteouts of the red, the Cubaris species Pak Chong red. It would seem they were still throwing some reds. Didn't see any when I checked them today. I've been removing them, but it could still happen, but it's out of that stock. I did not receive it isolated. I received it as it was. So just so you all know. Oh yeah, got some real good stuff coming up next. Now that we're at the halfway point. Oh yeah, what's that one? Oh yeah, good stuff in this stack here. Oh yeah. All right. Here's an X for the species Pak Chong albinos, everybody. We've got some interested parties. I'm looking for Stella's, looking for some key players here. But let's get it moving. Going once. Going twice. Sold. To Phil D with a winning bid of 42. Phil D really on top at this particular, and the last auction too, the impromptu roach auction. All right, more good stuff coming. We have 20 Perselionides, Virgatus, Big Pine Key, Florida, aka species Big Pine Key. Starting bid of $1. There's a 42 for Phil D on those. For another 42. Phil D may be finding the mystery number for securing those good mid-ground bids here at the last second. Stella's with a bold 25. These guys are doing phenomenal. There'll be species Virgatus Everglades at the should be at the Bugapalooza. I've got some other Virgatus from the Panhandle and whatnot in the works too. Some good stuff. Lots of good stuff. Lots of good isopods coming for the Bugapalooza, everybody. Double Z says going to go fish trout with treble hooks now. Have fun. Charlie said, I need to get more scabers. They're very cool shape. Currently only have wild type and calicos I caught in the garden. Ah, that is how it starts, my friend. That is how and where it starts. Here's an X for the Big Pine Keys. This will be crazy. If these go for under like $40 or $50, that would be nuts. We'll see what's going to happen here. All right, going once. Going twice. Sold. To, looks like Barnacle. Again, I knew it would be crazy if these went for less than that. And it is Barnacle clutching the victory with a winning bid of 42 Barnacle. Yar, barnacles. Ah, barnacles. Barnacle. All right, top tier isopod. Yeah, so that was a lie. The lie detector determined that was a lie. All right, 15. Porcelio ornatus witch's brew. I got some of my stock back from Tennyson. They have exploded. Very dry tolerant species. Don't keep these too moist, everybody. Double Z says, I'm calling the something Mormon on you. Tennyson says, you ever isolate anything from the Scaba red edge successfully? They throw some cool things on occasion. The problem with the red edges is figuring out who's hets and who's not. So it's something I have a bin where I'm passively doing some stuff, but I'm not doing meticulous pairings with those like I used to. That would end up being a future project, and I just don't have the time or patience for that right now to do it as meticulously as I used to. But still kind of trying to do something there. This is from my father, not me. Well, I'd kind of considered both of you of a similar functional unit. So here's an X for the witch's brews. Again, this somebody might get a really good deal on these guys. They're doing really well. These would make a good dry cleanup crew. Does anybody still have the high yellows, the ones that these are refined from? Because I lost them. I haven't really seen them again, and I missed them. I really like them, and I don't think I'm going to get the Nords. Those seem to be extinct in culture or approaching it. All right, going once on the Ornatus Witch's Brew. Going twice. Sold. To Phil D with a winning bid of 33 from Phil D. Okay, we're getting in the home stretch here. 33, Phil D. All right, some more good stuff. We have 10 Cubaris species, white ducky starting bid of $1. I found these to like humidity with fair ventilation, not good ventilation, not average ventilation, but just fair ventilation. People saying Phil's going crazy. Tennyson says same roof, different businesses. I didn't know that. I'll try to be more conscientious of that next time, Tennyson. I just kind of assumed you guys were rolling together on a lot of stuff. So I'll try to keep that in mind moving ahead. But yeah, Phil really taking charge of this here, this particular auction. All right, somebody's going to have to throw out more than the 2 and the 10. I knew these would go for a bit more. Should have white tigers for the Bugapalooza too. Maybe a couple of counts of those actually. Just isopods thriving so well with actual timely care. All right, going once on the species white ducky. Going twice. Sold. To, it's close. I'm refreshing because it's close. Let's see who it is. It is J Fell 80 with a winning bid of 55, just beating out Phil. J Fell 80, 55 with a nice sniped there to J Fell 80. All right. Okay, next up, where the hits keep coming, guys. We got 15 Cubaris species, Pak Chong, starting bid of $1, 2018 ISO Psycho stock. So this is from when they first came in. Somebody mentioned before that standard Pak Chongs were getting kind of hard to find. So I don't know if I should start labeling them differently or not, but this is the classic Pak Chongs as they originally came in. And I'm gonna set some stuff aside for, we got, what order should we do this in? Honestly, a lot of hits coming up. We're gonna just, this kind of feels right. This kind of feels right here, this order. Okay. only 6 things after this, and there's still some really good stuff, everybody. All right, here's the X for the Pak Chong's ISO Psycho stock. I don't even know if Carson's still around. Every once in a while he'll text me, but then he doesn't reply back when I respond. So I don't know. I hope he's doing all right. Okay, going once on the Pak Chong's. Going twice. Sold. To Biolo Chip with a winning bid of 35. Bladder Bean says, not fair. There are auctions when I have to buy new equipment. That's how it is. That's how it always is, or right after you've already bought equipment. But hey, you know, at least there is the Fall Bugapalooza coming up in about a month. Oh my gosh. Roughly a month. I haven't decided if I'm going to do the first weekend or the second weekend yet, and it's right there. It's right there. It's crazy. How does this happen? I guess the last one was pretty late. It was more late April, not early April. So, all right, we have 20 Isopoda species Capira starting bid of $1 hair for Capiras. I have nothing particular to say about these. This was either from Austin. If you didn't get these to me, I have to check the label, but they're either from you or they're from a random person at the Cleveland Expo. Isopoda species Capira. Let's see. 6 count for $100. All right. And that seems to be about all that I can find. There's some references to them 3 years ago, but doesn't seem to be too much going on in the present day. So it would seem. It's probably from that random dude at the Cleveland Expo then. I may have probably swapped for these for some millipedes. Charlie says, someday I'll pick up Pak Chongs too. They have that fun accent color. My other Kibaras are doing well, so I feel like I won't fail them. Yeah, mine have gone up and down. They're really happy with the humid air and kind of semi-dry conditions in the bin right now. Yeah, these are from the guy in Cleveland. I did not have a business name, but I figured with something at species level, the chances of it being mixed up for like a mixed strain of localities or something was pretty low. All right, going once on the Capiras. Going twice. Sold. To Peter Rustin stock, if they are from, I'm pretty sure they're from that guy at the Expo though, but given how uncommon they seem to be, they probably all come from the same source ultimately. Paco E. Says the winning bid of $5, our least expensive isopod to date here, I think. I can't even remember a Bugapalooza isopod for going like this. Even a group of dwarf whites would go for more. No, it's not Peter Rushton. It was literally like a random dude at the back of the Cleveland Expo. He had some dart frogs too. Here's 15 Porcelio Bolivari starting bid $1. Just the classic Bolivari. Wham bam, thank you, ma'am, Bolivari. Tennyson says, believe these are Cubaris flavobranea. I'll have to double check that later, so don't change anything yet. Oh no, you definitely got them from here. No, I'm pretty sure that these came from that random dude at the Cleveland Expo. I'll check my label again though. I know I have been getting a lot of stuff from Peter and from you at the Taylor Expo whenever I can, like the bunch of the spiny, the canary dwarves and things like that. Angel VDS and Magnificus tonight. No Magnificus, some similar things to Magnificus. I'm really trying to raise up a good crop of Magnificus to bring to the Bugapalooza. I like to have like 3 to 5 15 to 20 counts of them for the Bugapalooza. Double Z, $6 iSpods and snagging trout. Double Z is a criminal, smooth criminal. All right, here's an X for the Bolivara. You guys really people over Bolivara? Is it just we just gotta wait for the momentum here, the last second? This is how the mighty have fallen with the Bolivara. These were the cornerstone 7-8 years ago, and now we find ourselves in this situation. All right, going once on the Bolivara. Going twice. Sold. To Beetle Pixel with a winning bid of 33. That's a little more reasonable. Still kind of sad based on how things used to be, but very reasonable. 33 Beetle Pixel. And maybe one of these days we'll get a mutation out of these. I think that would really bring them around. Dalmatian really makes a lot of stuff look cool. Okay, here we go. We got what you all been waiting for. This is kind of the Roach Crossing auction special. 20 Troglodilo species green spots, starting bid of $1. The green spots, might as well call them Troglodilo species Roach Crossing. Charlie Bug says, only big Porcella species I'm planning on getting are, Expansus and Verteri. I wish that people didn't, and myself included, did not mess up with Wagneri. I really like that species. Maybe we'll get another chance at some point. Circus says, Dite, Charlie. Yeah, Charlie, I think you said you wanted more green spots. If you want to fight it out, here's your opportunity. There they are. Troglodilo species Roach Crossing. All right, we'll put an X here. Really, these little mini auctions, you guys get such good deals. You don't have to fight with the standard crowd. Phil D just coming in and laying down the law. Okay, going once on these species green spots. Going twice. Sold. To Beetle Pixel. Oh, or was it Phil D? I'm control R-ing. Beetle Pixel and Phil D here. Let's see. It is Beetle Pixel with a winning bid of the reactions. With a winning bid of 85 to Beetle Pixel. Beetle Pixel and Phil cleaning out these auctions nowadays. That's just how it is, it seems. Sometimes Chris Sniper is asleep. We've got some other people probably caught unawares today from this weekday auction. Anyone remember when these were 6 for $300? Pepperidge Farm remembers. 15 Porcelio Sacinctus, starting bid of $1. These were also, Phil D says these are my favorite pod. I would imagine it's the green. Phil D, you've got Magnifico as your profile picture. I'm feeling maybe the green color is what makes them appeal to you. And I think I've finally mastered their husbandry, so I don't think I'm going to lose them anytime soon. Someone sent me like 20 green spots in trade for Pokemon cards. Exotic Wilderness getting in on the Sacinctus. You know, there's been a surprising lack of Sacinctus from me in the last couple of months. I redid their enclosure after I think it was a year or two of just adding stuff but not completely redoing it, and their numbers were kind of decreasing. So I finally redid it all the way, and now we're getting that boom out of that work that I did. So that's why they're coming available again. So come and get your sucks, everybody. Come and get your Sacinctus. There's the X for wrapping things up. This is a Sacinctus hate me. Got more and got another 9 males. I killed the 2 females. Beetle Pixel Bug Room Tour when title asks. That's a good question. Double Z says Boulevard breed really easy. They're super hardy, so the price of them really dropped from what I've noticed. Yeah, maybe people have figured out what they need to, just gotten a handle on it. All right. Going once on the Sacinctus. Going twice. Sold to JFell80 with a winning bid of 43. JFell getting a great deal on these. What a steal, everybody. This is what happens. You're in the right place at the right time. You get a good deal, especially when it comes to bugs such as this. We are down to our last two things here. I tried to pick some good stuff. I don't know which one I'm going to do first. I kind of want to do what I perceive to be the more pricey one last, but we'll just roll with it. Who cares? 15, Porcelio Nickel's Eye. Rubivan, starting bid of $1. These guys have done really well. And thanks to, I can't remember who it was. I had to go through my messages. The person who has like the Keck or the Anubis profile picture. Thanks to that person, I was able to get my standard Nickel's Eye back, just the solid orange ones that everybody seems to have lost, myself included. And they're reproducing and doing well. So those should be safe from now on. I gave them a bigger enclosure. I'm going to really take good baby care of them. Out of all the isopods I've really lost in the last couple of months, I would have been really crushed by those. I lost my species Valencia oranges. I'm very upset about that. It's possible that I might have some hets from some wild types I threw in with the last of the oranges. I'm not banking on it, but I am upset about that. I liked how they were kind of just like slightly smaller Nickel's Eye. So if anybody has species Valencia and has the orange variety, let me know. I'd like to get those again because they may be lost now. But still the Valencia, we have the Nickel's Eye. That's what matters. So these Rubivens have been doing very well. They're very pretty isopods. And some exciting news. Kim Wisman sent me links for a very good quality microscope with a USB feed-in access. It's well lit. It magnifies exactly to the magnification I think I can use for streams. And so we're getting there, guys. I think I'm going to, when I have some spare cash, we'll see how well things add up from this this auction and maybe future auctions and sales. I'm going to buy it. It's like $120. I have some other stuff I should spend money on right now. But I want to pick that up and work on getting ported over from using just YouTube streaming service to an actual streaming software, and then see what we can do there as far as making, however we get it so that there's the bug and then me and then the bug, but really adding that extra layer to the live streams that I wanted for a while. All right. There was the X. We're going to wrap this up for the Rubivens. Going once. Going twice. Sold. To Beetle Pixel. Winning bid of 38. Also, I'm going to say this now while it's on my mind for all of you who've won stuff and you're under the $100 threshold. I'm just going to do $25 flat rate shipping and handling for this. So if you didn't hit $100, just shipping and handling, whether you're East Coast, West Coast, whatever, having this, whatever, is going to be $25. So just keep that in mind. And I will answer Tennyson's question in a moment. This is our last item. We have 10 Dryadillo species wood grain, starting bid of $1. Again, let's just perceive this to be the rarest thing based on what I was told when I was given them. I could be completely full of it, but here they are. 10 for $70. I've been deceived, not by the person who gave them to me, but by myself. I have deceived myself. But anyways, here you go. Here's an interesting species. Probably have not seen much. Dryadillo species wood grain. They're pretty nifty. Tessa asked if I have the orange blaze morph of what? The Rubivens or something else? Let me know. Double Z says, Sakinctus loves me. Mine are breeding crazy. Yeah, failed with them at first, and everybody thought they would be hard. The first wave that ever came in, everybody screwed up with. But this next batch, it seems a lot of people are having good luck with them. Double C says, put some roaches so I can hit $100. Just in your email to me, tell me you're just shy, but you want me to throw something in, and we'll work something out. All right. Yep. There's the wood grains in all their grainy woodness glory. Here's an X for them. I can't believe I was like, this will be the finisher. This will be it. Half tempted to do. I'm gonna save my cherry blossoms for the Bugapalooza, but I'm hoping to have a good number of in-house cherry blossoms for that. So I found my F1s are now half grown or a little past that. So I'm really hoping they start cranking some stuff out for the Bugapalooza so I can do some in-house 10 counts. Would be pretty rad. All right, going once on the wood grains. Going twice. Sold. To Barnacle with a winning bid of 40.42 to Barnacle. Ayo, all right, that's respectable. Stella's saying I'll have Krabby in 2 weeks. I'm thinking you're right on that, Stella's. I'm seconding that notion. So Barnes says, speaking of Roshi, have you got any Polyphag aegyptiaca to spare? Yes, I do. Everybody, thank you for attending. And Tennessee, no, I don't have the Blaze of the Rubens, but I would like those. Everybody, thank you for this impromptu auction. Again, just shoot me an email, roachcrossing@gmail.com. I have your list of what everybody got here. We're just going to free shipping over $100. And if it's under that, we're just going to do $25 shipping and handling to if it's West Coast, East Coast, whatever. And if you want some stuff added, I reserve the right to say I don't have the time or patience to pack these up, but more than likely I can just whip up whatever you need once you send the email. So, but thanks everybody for participating in this quick 47-minute Wednesday night auction. I hope you guys got some good isopods. Everybody's freshly fed, freshly packed. Colonies are thriving. Just try and spread some of that love and that excess while it's here, because you never know when I'm going to go down to 3 members of a colony and then it's an 8-month wait to get it back on its feet. So Ember bees that's one of the ones that is not doing so hot. I think I kept them too humid over the summer, and I think any that survive through the next couple of months, like basically to early October month, I guess. Oh my gosh, August is almost gone. Anything that survives to early October is gonna explode when the air gets drier and there's more moisture getting sucked out of the bin they're currently in. So yeah. And Charlie's gonna go harder at the next auction because the duck ceiling won't be over. The next auction is going to be the Bugapalooza. There might be a couple of sale lots posted in the Bid Central, but other than that, we're getting into the end game. Bugapalooza's on the horizon, everybody. We're getting ready for it, like a month-ish. I can't believe it's here already. Feels like it was just yesterday. It was April, and I was slapping everything into boxes as fast as I could. We don't have a date for Bugapalooza yet, but it's likely going to be the first or the second weekend in October. I'm leaning towards the first because there's a part of me pending some life stuff that kind of wants to go to Tinley Park just to attend this year, and that's the second weekend in October, so I'm not sure. And any reptiles on the Bugapalooza, we might have some stuff. There's a couple of odds and ends colubrids I might be getting rid of. So possibly, I'm not sure. But as far as isopods and roaches go, it's probably going to be the biggest. Actually, just as far as in-house produced stuff, it's probably going to be the biggest Bugapalooza yet. I just have to time my husbandry, pre-packing, all of that stuff carefully to maximize things so that I can actually enjoy life the week after the Bugapalooza. So, all right, everybody, thank you for attending and participating. I hope those of you who did, you got some good deals. Shoot me an email. Let me know if there's something else you want slapped in the box. We just go from there. And I hope everybody has a pleasant evening. Go out and enjoy the late summer bug assemblage, and may your cultures ever be bountiful, everybody. See you around. See you in those emails.